Joanna was born in 1929, and hers had been a long and luminous life, marked not by fame or celebrity, but by presence. She lived through the Great Depression, World War II, the Cold War, the Vietnam War, and of course, as she has alluded to in the recording we've just seen, many of the environmental crises of the 20th and 21st centuries, and of course, the digital revolution. But through it all, she remained grounded in one enduring truth. We are profoundly interconnected. Macy began her career as a scholar of comparative religion and later became one of the most important voices in what she called deep ecology. And deep ecology, as she described it, is not just about fixing the environment. It's about transforming the way that we see ourselves in relationship to the world. She wrote, taught, and organized for nuclear disarmament in the 1970s and 80s. And she studied with Buddhist teachers, including Thich Nhat Hanh in India and Sri Lanka. But perhaps her most enduring work and her contribution has been what I mentioned earlier, the work that reconnects, a set of teachings and practices that help us to navigate despair, fear, and numbness in the face of the world's suffering. And the work that reconnects, it's a process she developed to guide people through what she called, and she just mentioned it in the video, the Great Turning, the shift from industrial growth society to a more life-sustaining civilization. And she believed that the work followed 4 stages. The first one was gratitude. We have to begin by honoring life, naming what we love. That's what we did in the meditation, and rooting ourselves in thankfulness. And because Macy knew that we cannot sustain ourselves without joy. It's gratitude that gives us the strength to face truth. Number 2, we have to honor, I know it seems counterintuitive, but she taught to honor our pain for the world. She invited people not to turn away from the suffering that they see. In fact, she insisted that our pain for the world is not a weakness. It's in fact the evidence of our love. As I said earlier, her famous quote, "The heart that breaks open can contain the whole universe." Number 3, she teaches us to see with new eyes. And here she's drawing on systems thinking and Buddhist philosophy and ecological science to help us remember that we are not separate. We are not lone individuals, but we are part of an interconnectedness that exists on a living, breathing planet Earth. And fourthly, hers was an encouragement to go forth. She asks, what is your gift to give? What is your piece in the great web of life? What commitment are you ready to make, knowing that you are not alone? It is not self-help. It is soul work for a troubled planet. I'd also like to touch upon her idea of active hope. Now, hope is something that I know that we all together have spoken about so often and continue to wrestle with. And one of Macy's most influential books is called Active Hope, which she co-authored with Chris Johnston. And she made a crucial distinction between hope that expects a particular outcome and active hope, which is about showing up. Even when we don't know what will happen, active hope, she wrote, is not something we have, it's something we do. And of course, it's like our Unitarian Universalist understanding of not being grounded in dogma, but in courageous living. Active hope is planting trees under whose shade you and we may never sit. It's choosing to care, even when it hurts. It's rising every morning and saying, even so, I will love this world. You heard Joanna also talk about what she calls the Great Turning. We are indeed, as we know, we're alive at a time which I think is unprecedented. We are alive at a time of great unraveling, when all the systems, everything that we've known before, is creaking and groaning under its own weight and appears to be disintegrating here and there and everywhere. But it also is a time of great potential. Climate collapse, ecological grief, political uncertainty, these things are all very, very real. But Macy reminds us that we are not passive observers at this time. We are, in whatever way we feel and want and desire and can be, participants in this great transition. And as she said, these three things are happening simultaneously. Business as usual, the old systems, patriarchy, greed, unsustainability. But at the same time, there's an unraveling and the potential for the great turning. And so I'm wondering for myself as I revisit this, what story will we choose to live by? Which one will we help to write? In closing, I'd like to say just this. We don't need to have all the answers, and certainly Joanna Macy admitted time after time that she didn't. But she showed us how to stay present, how to act with compassion, how to weep for the world without becoming lost in sorrow, and how to stand in solidarity with life, knowing how interconnected we are with everything. She once said this: the most radical thing that any of us can do at this time is to be fully present to what is happening in the world. So may we be so. May we be present. May we show up. May we choose active hope again and again and again. Thank you, everybody.
If you like this video, please like us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on the bell to be notified whenever we post a new video. Thank you.